Hi and welcome to the video. I'm here at Paris Charles de Gaulle Airport where I'm about to take an Air France flight from here over to Amsterdam on board an Airbus A220 for the first time. So I'm really looking forward to trying that, and I'm also looking forward to trying out the Air France lounge behind me for the first time. So I really hope you enjoy the video. Thanks so much for watching. Let's go! This was the third flight of a 4-leg round trip that I'd taken from Glasgow to Paris via Amsterdam, and you can see the video for the previous flight by clicking on the link in the description below. As you'd expect from their home airport, Air France operate a number of flights from Charles de Gaulle and depart from Terminals 2E, F and G. My flight is departing from Terminal 2F today, which, along with 2G, focuses mostly on Air France's short-haul domestic and European routes, whereas Terminal 2E handle the majority of their long-haul, wide-body flights and non-Schengen destinations. By virtue of my SkyTeam Elite Plus status, I was able to visit the lounge in Terminal 2F on this trip. As you enter the lounge, you'll be greeted by the Wing, a kinetic sculpture suspended from the ceiling, which is meant to resemble an aircraft wing. Not sure I really saw the resemblance myself, but it's certainly an attractive feature. First impressions of the lounge were very good. It's bright and welcoming, with a modern feel to it, which is unsurprising given that it only opened in August 2021. To the left, as soon as you enter the lounge, there is a door marked for La Première and Flying Blue Ultimate customers, so I'm assuming that this must be a smaller exclusive area just for use of those passengers. The lounge, which is split across 2 levels, feels very open. Off the entrance, there is an oval area with seating at both ends, circling a small self-serve buffet area, and a small refreshment area to the left housing soft drinks and a coffee machine. As you head into the main part of the lounge, it feels light and spacious, with the space dominated by the full-height windows looking out over the airport. Moving along to the right side of the lounge, there was another small buffet station providing a limited choice of salad items, bread and cold meat. There was a small self-serve bar area offering a limited array of alcoholic drinks, and it felt a bit like this had been added as an afterthought. Further along, there's a sectioned off area which seemed to provide a limited menu choice consisting of a single dish, and felt like a real wasted space that could have provided so much more. Heading back along to the other end of the lounge, I took the impressive winding staircase up to the second floor to explore further. This really is a very nice space, but it was very busy during my visit. The openness makes it feel light and airy, but gives no respite from the constant background noise of its occupants, so it doesn't feel like the most relaxing space to be in. The upper floor was once again an open plan layout with plenty of seating on offer. A central buffet echoed the layout of downstairs, again offering a very limited selection of cold items. If I had to level one criticism at this lounge, it's actually that it's too open. The lack of any screened off sections or high back pod seating around the lounge means that no matter where you sit, you feel open and exposed to a degree. I'm sure it was a trade-off to maintain the well-lit and open design of the lounge, but to my mind it just goes a bit too far. There were a couple of hot dishes here too, but these were pretty much decimated, with one being entirely empty, and the pork and potato dish that I tried on the left being devoid of any actual meat. Much of the seating at this end of the lounge felt more geared towards eating rather than relaxing or working, which is strange given that there appeared to be very limited offerings in the way of any food. At the other end of the upper floor, you will find the shower suites and the Clarence Travel Spa. Unfortunately, the showers were all in use, so I didn't get a chance to try these out on my visit. There was also a curtained off rest area which I hadn't initially noticed on my way in. Despite a really positive initial impression of the lounge, there are a few things I don't think work well. First is that the lounge is just far too open, and by that I mean I don't think it's broken up enough by dividers higher than waist height, and the seating doesn't have a huge amount of variation. I appreciate that this is a degree of choice, but personally I don't think it works in an otherwise very attractive and bright lounge. Secondly, the food and drink offering felt very weak. It's possible that this was just down to the lounge being busy and things not being topped up, but there just wasn't much on offer in terms of hot food, and the 2 dishes that were provided around the lounge seemed perpetually empty. So it's entirely likely that the long-haul lounges over in Terminal 2E have a much better offering. As the time approaching for my flight to board, I headed out of the lounge and made the short walk along to gate F27. Boarding was orderly and I boarded with Group 2 thanks to my SkyTeam status. My aircraft for today's flight was this 1-year-old Airbus A220-300, and since this was my first time flying in the A220, I was really looking forward to it. The cabin felt bright and fresh, with seating laid out in a 3-2 configuration. If you're flying in business class, it's worth noting that Air France don't sell the middle of the 3 seats, or the adjacent seat in the pairs of seats, so if you happen to be travelling solo, then going for one of the pairs is definitely the way to go. I was in the second row of economy on this flight in seat 8A. The seat was modern and comfortable, and had both USB-A and USB-C charging ports available, along with a coat hook to the side. As is common with most newer seats, a device holder is provided for phones and tablets, and below this is a tray table and a small fold-out cup holder. Legroom was okay, nothing game-changing unfortunately, but certainly not an issue for a 45-minute flight. I was also delighted to see that each seat came equipped with its own air vent in addition to a reading light. However, the best feature by far in the A220 are these huge windows. With boarding complete, we pushed back from stand and began our taxi over to runway 09 right, and I was very grateful to find the seat next to me remained empty for this short flight. Our route today would take us north over France, before turning northeast and continuing over Belgium, and then down over Rotterdam before finally landing at Amsterdam. The engines in the A220 are often said to sound like either a whale or a Wookiee when spooling up. Which would you say it sounds most like? If you're enjoying the video, please remember to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate it if you could leave me a comment, as this makes a massive difference to the YouTube algorithm in promoting my videos to other potential viewers. As we made our initial climb away from the grey and murky skies of Paris, it wasn't long before we were above the clouds and surrounded by blue skies. Even after over 45 years of flying, I still get a thrill when I'm above the clouds, as it just feels like such a magical place. Service began shortly after we'd reached our initial climb, and whilst I didn't film it this time, it was the same offering as my previous flight, a cucumber sandwich which I declined, and a choice of soft drink. However, on this occasion service was interrupted by a bout of turbulence, which became bumpy enough that the cabin crew had to take the nearest seats and buckle in whilst trying to hold the trolley in place in the aisle. While I appreciate this was nowhere close to being classed as severe turbulence, the video looking out over the wing really doesn't do it justice, and it did feel much more significant inside the cabin. thankfully it passed within a couple of minutes and the rest of the journey was smooth and uneventful. Once again, this flight had a really friendly crew, and the free snack and drink on board such a bright and modern aircraft made for another really enjoyable flight. With perfect flying weather, I was able to enjoy the beauty of the Dutch scenery below. Before too long, we were making our final approach to runway 06 at Amsterdam's Schiphol Airport. After landing, we had a very short taxi to our stand, bringing to an end another really pleasant short flight with Air France in their economy cabin. Thank you so much for watching the video. I really hope that you've enjoyed it. If you have, please remember to leave me a comment and subscribe to the channel for future videos.